I made a video talking about my predictions, right? Or my premonitions. And a lot of my premonitions are just 100% accurate, and they're rolling right out. Back to back to back. Just proving the accuracy of these things. And one of the sad parts, like I had to make a video about how it doesn't make me feel better. It doesn't make me feel good. It's a gift and a curse. And I had that up there, the last one, the last video I made. And it really is it's a gift and a curse to know the future, to know where the slippery slope leads to. And it's not like, other than the nuclear strike and things like that, these things are not hard to describe, or I mean hard to figure out. These are not hard to predict. Dr. Martin Luther King said, when there's an injustice anywhere, it's a threat to justice everywhere. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the fact that when I was fighting for my right to not be framed, to not be set up, when the police were sitting there getting statements from a person that was setting me up, and you can see that they're lying. You can see this. And they go and do their own investigation, and then they do their ballistics and find out, wait, the DNA or the fingerprint don't match me. And then they still give me the case. And then instead of just letting me fight, you let a woman steal everything from me and use you as a security. This is insane shit. And you can't do this to a person. You can't do this to a person. This is something that is a big deal, because you cannot do this to a person. You can't do this to nobody. You can't do this to nobody. And that's the problem that we have in society, where you see certain people getting things done to them that is so unbelievable, that is so idiotic to me. And then you wonder why our society goes down the path that it goes. And you wonder, what would be next? What's the next steps? It's easy. I can easily tell you what the next steps are. You cannot do this to anyone. When you seen people being the FBI, like, I want to talk about that too. Like when the FBI set up Dr. Martin Luther King, and when he set up the Black Panther Party founders, or when he set up Malcolm X, or helped Malcolm X get set up. Because you know what? Malcolm X got set up by people that were close to him. And this is another thing that cannot happen. And this is another thing that is normal for us. Because y'all will sit there and you want help. You want to be taught things. This happened to me in my life. A lot of people come to me for game. They want to learn stuff. Whole time they want to try to get next to me. And then they be wondering what happens to them in their life. Why something bad happens to them. Why some people don't even make it out the situation. I'm not even going to go into depth on that. And I'm like, yo, you do realize that I am a different breed of person. I'm an anointed person. I'm a different breed. I'm one of them chosen ones. I'm one of them people that I'm very spiritual. I've always been a spiritually adept person. When I was younger, yo, I had so many, oh my gosh, I had so many instances, right? And people doing weird stuff, like just doing weird stuff around me. It always just seemed to be me. I never fit in, right? And there's going to be people who say, well, it could be like a personality thing. It could be a character thing. A character thing. It can never be a character thing if you don't do anything for it to affect that. It can never be a personality thing if another person's secure around a person that has this type of ability or this type of security, where God is literally, he's a person that he's refining me. I don't look at these hardships, the stuff that I've been through. I don't look at that as a bad thing. I look at it as a thing where it's improved me. It saved me, truthfully. The situation that happened to me, it saved me. It saved me from making a terrible decision, and it saved me from being around people that I shouldn't have been around. It saved me from being around people that did not deserve me to be around. You see what I'm saying? Now, when these people were doing these things the whole time, especially when I was younger and I was I wanted to be more social. I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, look, why what is up? Like what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Should I not do sadaqah, which is charity? Should I not be a good person? Should I not do these things? Should I just see somebody and help? See somebody being oppressed? See somebody being bullied? See somebody being like all these things? Should I see this and do nothing about it and just move on? And this is one of those things in society. That's why I really wanted to talk about it, because that's what Dr. Martin Luther King did. Do you understand how hard it is? Do you understand how hard it is for a person to stand up for what's right? You understand that? You understand how hard it is for a person to stand up for what's right? Do you understand how hard it is for a person to go against a system? But as I got stronger, I realized something. That there's a reason why these people are doing this. There's a reason why I never fit in. There's a reason why I've always been the person that they will lie on, the person that they would try to target. There's a reason. If for a person that's looking at this and you are one of them, if you're one of us, stay strong, yo. Stay strong, because there's going to be a lot of obstacles that you're going to go through, that people are going to go all the way out their way to try to do nut stuff. They're going to go all the way out their way. Don't know you. They know nothing about you. And they'll go all the way out their way. Right? And you got to just be strong enough to either if you're going to match their energy, don't take it too far. Even if you match your energy, I don't know if that's completely wrong, because I mean, you have a right to defend yourself and things like that. I believe that. I know Christians believe on turn the other cheek, but I believe an eye for an eye. I believe that. I believe if I've done nothing to you and I've done nothing to deserve this, and a lot of times people move off of either what other people say, or they'll move off of what I said about about just looking at you and saying, well, I don't like this person. I automatically don't like this person. Now, I understand that people have energy reads off of people. I'm not one of those people that if you have an energy read, you would just leave me alone, right? If that's what you would say, if you say, I'm reading this wrong, you would leave me alone, right? But wrong, they will go out their way. They go out their way to accumulate a bad deed on me, against me. And bad deeds are accumulated automatically when you are seeing out the action in your intention. When you intend to do harm to me or do something out your way to me, and you do it. And a lot of times when people do that, they receive a terrible outcome, unbelievably terrible outcome. And even now, with 2025 is a year of vengeance, you'll get a chance to see a lot of terrible outcomes for people that go out their way. And when you are one of those chosen ones, this is part of your growth. It has to be. It has to be part of your growth. And I'm going to give you an example if you don't believe me. Jesus, alayhi salam. Jesus was at the youngest age, was in the synagogue, because they called him, he was a child. Before they would call him rabbi. They didn't even know he had spiritual knowledge yet. He was a child. But he used to teach. And then the rabbis overhear him and they're like, wow, this is a little kid. Is this the carpenter's son? That's what they would say. Is this the carpenter's son? And they were like, yeah, that's Jesus. That's Joseph and Mary and them boy. He's the carpenter's son. And they're like, where did he get that spiritual knowledge from? So he already had it like I did. And what they did was, because Jesus got so much attention, they started creating rumors. And I'm going to show you about the FBI psyops when they talk about psyops and the CIA psyops. Disinformation, called disinformation agenda.
1,200 page report, continuing the investigation, considering this man is innocent. They attack me. The government attacks me because they have to destroy my credibility. And in order to destroy my credibility, they have to come out with these wild allegations.
Right.
And it's very active, it's very prevalent and very effective in the intelligence community. And it's called a disinformation program. Anyway, long story short, Helena said that she was a member of a satanic cult. At that time, they were bringing drugs in plastic bags in the body cavities of the dead GIs out of Vietnam, Air America, CIA operation, and the Army. And they were landing in various bases around the country. And then they would take the drugs out and distribute them. Helena Stokely's satanic cult group were distributing the drugs on the East Coast. They went in and murdered the family without the approval or the knowledge of higher-ups in the drug operation. And when the higher-ups learned this had happened, they were afraid if there was an investigation of the cult, it could expose the whole operation. Right. So what they did is they basically framed Dr. McDonald. Dr. McDonald is an innocent man. He did not commit those murders. So in looking at the case, you see when you become involved in an investigation, the first thing you do is you grab all the testimony and all the evidence and you look at it and you analyze it. And I saw where evidence was lost, stolen, destroyed, altered. For example, Colette, the wife, Jeff's wife, had skin under her fingernails. The skin disappeared. Mm-hmm. Now from the skin you could do a blood test at that time.
Sure.
And tell the blood type of the person who had been scratched. By the way, Dr. McDonald did not have any scratch marks on him. That skin disappeared. That evidence alone could have exonerated Dr. McDonald.
Right.
But anyway, Helena then told about the movement in the house, what each person did, how she had broken into the house with a black male named Dwight Smith and two white males, Shelby Don Harris and Alan Mazarell, confronted Dr. McDonald. They had a fight and murdered the family, left him alive. She said that they left Dr. McDonald alive because they felt he would suffer more if his family died and he was alive. The man has suffered. He's been in jail now for 20-some years.
And he's still there.
He's still there. And right now, we're in the process. The court's ordered DNA tests, by the way. Mm-hmm. In 1997, 4 years ago. Well, the judge, James Fox from Wilmington, North Carolina, said, okay, we're only, although there's 2,000 individual pieces of evidence, he said that we're only going to allow 15 pieces of evidence to be examined, and furthermore, we're only going to allow the prosecution or the U.S. government to be present when they open the evidence envelopes. The defense couldn't even be present. Well, the prosecution opened the evidence envelopes, and of the 15, 5 of them are empty. Unbelievable, right? 97, 2001, they still haven't conducted the tests. They're dragging their feet. The government is stalling. Now, if our government is truly interested in justice, they would get on with this case, but they don't dare.
Disinformation, called disinformation agenda. And they do this to people. Soon as they don't like you, they create the agenda. Boom. Here comes the lies. Here comes the bullcrap. And they will recruit people. Hey, yo, you're gonna say this. you're going to do this. And what happened with Jesus was he had a following. He had a group of people that were the poor. They were the poor. A lot of them was poor in spirit, and they were poor in material things. But they were poor in spirit, and they wanted to change. Some of them were there obviously for just to eat, because Jesus was feeding people. But most of them was there because they saw something, and they saw the movement. They saw the movement. They're like, oh man, this is a movement, and I want to be part of this because this man is saving people. And what I learned about these type of things, about people, creating these rumors and trying to hurt people like Jesus, and I'm gonna name more. I'm gonna give more stories. Is that when they do these things, these people don't defend them. They don't defend them. The whole time they're sitting there, he's healing the sick. He's curing the blind. He fed you 50 times. Like I've done all that. Other than obviously the curing the blind and stuff like that. Let me take that back. But I've done a lot of stuff like that. And they don't look and say, hey, why you just say that about Jesus? Why you say that about Jerry, about Basir? Why you do that? Why you do that? Did you know he saved me multiple times? Did you know he fed me multiple times? Did you know he was the only person that was there for me when I had nobody else to run to? They don't do that. They didn't do it for Jesus. They damn sure ain't do it for me. And what's crazy is their job. I had a lawyer. Her job was to defend me. You're seeing them doing this. You know the law, and you're seeing them line me up. And for you to trade me like I was a slave. And we've seen that. We've seen that multiple times. Where they will trade you. Oh no, let me get this one. I really want this one. Malcolm X. I really want this one. I really want Malcolm X. I need Malcolm X. Oh yeah, we don't like him anyway. Yeah, we don't like him anyway. You need him? I got you. I'm going to go get him. All Malcolm X did after he went to prison, because before then, obviously, he even said it, he was drawn. But after Malcolm X went to prison, all he did was give back. All he did was stand up for his brothers and them. Now, of course, you could say, well, Malcolm X was never always a good person at the beginning. All right, you're right. The truth is the truth, no matter who says it. So you're right. But Malcolm X came out a different person. Malcolm X came out and saved people. And you watched him get gunned down by them same people that he saved. Or you watched them same people he saved didn't do shit to save him. You watched the disciples that Jesus was around leaving. One of them set him up. One of them denied that he even knew Jesus. I don't even know Jesus. How many people, if you are one of me, if you're one of these people that are spiritually deaf and you've had this your whole life, how many people do you know said they didn't know you? The same people you saved. How many times that happened to you? Well, guess who it happened to too? It happened to Jesus. It happened to Jesus. Peter denied him 3 times. Man, I don't even know no person named Jesus. Who that? That was your best friend. That's who that was. That was your savior. That's who that was. That was the one that saved you. And I grew up with friends that were leeches, that would set me up to be robbed. I can't even tell you how many times that happened. And I'm over here chasing the wrong people. I had friends that were making sure that I was leading the path of destruction. They were making sure that I was going to take losses. I very rarely have friends that would tell me, hey, yo, bro, like, let's go to the masjid. I can't tell you how many times I try to pick brothers up and go to the masjid or go to church or stuff like that. How many times I would tell you, yo, you want to go to prayer? Come on, I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to waste my gas. I'm going to waste my time to sit outside your house so you get ready so we go to the masjid together. I cannot tell you how many times I've done that. I can't tell you how many times that I've done that and people have stood me up. And I can guarantee you them same people going to say they don't know me. This is a big deal. And it's worse in our communities, but this is a big deal in humanity. And I'm going to show you a video of Nelson Mandela saying the same thing. I'm going to play it.
A man who changes his principles depending on with whom he is dealing is not a man who can lead a nation. The context was this: what principle are you being asked to change, you, Mr. Mandela, when Americans question your praise for the human rights under Gaddafi and Castro? What is the principle involved there that you're being asked to change?
Mr. McNeil, this is a matter which should not be handled lightly, as many people do. The first country which we approached in the 60s for assistance when our leaders had to leave the country in order to mobilize the support of the international community. The first country we approached was the United States of America. We could not even succeed to come close to the government, and they refused to assist us. But Cuba, the moment we appealed for assistance, they were ready to do so, and they did so. Why would we now listen to the Western world when they say we should have nothing to do with Cuba? It's just unreasonable. No human being acts in that particular fashion. Here is the country that was the first to assist us when the West, which had formidable resources, was actually supporting the government. Now you expect us to change our whole approach and to start condemning Cuba for what is supposed to be happening inside the country. No man of principles could ever do that.
There you go. You have a video of Nelson Mandela saying that no human being with integrity would do such a thing. Where you have a person like the United States, he used the United States as an example. But you have somebody like the United States that all of a sudden is going to oust a person. Oh, this person's bad. He wasn't bad to me. He was the only person I had. When I came to you for help, you ain't helped me. Now he's a bad person? What the fuck? What the fuck? I've never seen him tell a lie. Something that you people cannot say. Joseph. And that's why I told y'all, try to not go overboard with the vengeance. Because Joseph was inflicted. Joseph has a story like me. He was inflicted by everybody, including his family. Now, I can't say that my family did what Joseph did, inflicted and stuff like that. I'm not even going to go there. But I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'll know, I'll find out. I know Allah will show me. But as far as I'm concerned, my family has been the only help that I've had, other than a few friends that I know were strong enough to stand up by themselves. But Joseph, this happened to Joseph. He was accused of rape. And you know, one thing about a person that has been accused of something, right? This is probably one of the hardest experiences that you could go through, right? You over here trying to be the best person you could be, trying to be the best man you could be. And what I've learned along the line, that's why I want you to stay strong, y'all, the ones that I'm talking about. Because what I learned is that it's always y'all, it's always us. It's always the ones that are spiritually adept. It's always the ones that are focused on being better people, being better humans, not drawn, not trying to sin. It's always those people, us, that the devil comes after. The shaitan come after us. He encompasses these people's bodies. And he comes after us to test us. Like what the Quran says. So you will call yourself a believer and you think you won't be tested? We're being tested. And what's crazy is those people are being tested too. Because they hear the slander, the backbiting. It's called evil talk. They hear it. And what do? Fall right in line. Oh, for real? They some oh for real ass niggas. They some oh yeah ass bitches. Fall right in line. And what they do, go out their way. Or they don't know you. You know what? You're right. You don't know me. And I don't know you. And what's crazy is Joseph could have sought vengeance on his brothers after they put him in a ditch while he was alive and ridiculed him and did all this stuff to him. He a prince now. His life done made out for him. He a prince now. He doing all this. And what he see them people coming down. What I say? Didn't I say I was going to see them same people coming down? I said that in the video. I'm going to see them same people coming down on their way down while I'm on my way up. And Joseph could have took vengeance on his brothers. Joseph could have took vengeance on Potiphar when he put him in jail for his wife saying he tried to rape her. And he did what any husband would do. He did what? He tried to rape you? Oh, hell no. He did what any husband would do, yo. I can't even really blame Potiphar, and that was it. And he loved Joseph. That's the only reason why he didn't kill Joseph for real. Because he loved Joseph, and he knew Joseph was he was a really stand-up person. But he couldn't believe it. And I can't really blame Potiphar. I ain't really gonna go there with him, because what would you do if your wife say that somebody tried to rape her? You're gonna be like, man, what the fuck is this? Remember Rosewood? Y'all remember that? That white woman caused the whole town being burnt in half because she said that a black person raped her. Whole time she having an extramarital affair with another white man. But of course a black man did it. This is normal shit. Unfortunately, this is another day at the office for us. And I want y'all to not take it too far, because that has always been my hardest struggle in my life. It's always been the hardest struggle for me because eye for an eye. Oh, I need that eye. I need that John. Let me get that. No, because no, I did nothing to you. I did nothing to my ex for her to do that. Not one thing I did to her. I did nothing for my ex-homie to do that. I did nothing for my other ex-homies to do what they did. I did nothing for these people to do what they did. I did nothing but good to them. And what did they do? They did what the disciples did. They did what Joseph's brothers did. They did what Potiphar and them did. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was a judge. He was a stand-up character person in his town. When he started becoming Muslim and he started giving people their shahada and wanted to help save everybody in the town. What did the people in the town do? The same people he helped save. What you think they did? They tried to get the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They tried to get him murdered. I even know what that feels like. They tried to get the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam murdered. This is unacceptable behavior, yo. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable for a person that's so good to other people to be treated in that manner. But I know what that feels like. I'm sitting here in front of y'all saying I know what that feels like. And I know that there's going to be people that's going to see this, that's going to say, I know what that feels like. And when I wanted justice, when I wanted my justice, when I wanted to not be put in jail for something I didn't do, when I even just wanted somebody just to read this joint, like read it. Let's look at this. This is crazy shit. They turned a blind eye. They ain't even want to see it. It's almost like when people have this like, it's something about human beings when they don't even want to see their bad deeds. It's like they don't want to see it. It's like I know I'm doing something that's totally wrong. I'm not even going to look. I'm not even going to look when I do this. You wrong. You wrong. Not even going to look when I do this. How about not doing it? That ever come to your mind? You're wrong. It's not just Joseph. It's not just the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Joseph alayhi salam, or Jesus alayhi salam. What I have found is that this is normal. What I have found is that this is normal behavior for suckers like that. It's just normal behavior for the shaitan on this realm. It's normal behavior. And for people to feed into it. This is normal. And if this is normal behavior, then I just want y'all to be prepared for what they do to people. And for the people that do it, I want you to know that not only Allah is making us stronger is making us, putting us in better positions like Joseph, he's coming. He's coming for the people doing this. He will make sure that you will get yours. He will make sure of it. He will make sure of it. And for the people seeking the eye for an eye, make sure it's proportional. Try not to do something that's misproportional so that it doesn't become a problem. Because there's a lot of people that do little stuff and something big is going to happen to them. Real big. Just be mindful of that and try to still be the person that you were, because that was my hardest task. That was my hardest fight. Because this world will make your heart hard and black. In the hadith, it says that there's one organ in your body that if it turns black, if a black spot get in, the whole joint is black. And that's your heart. And I'll bring that hadith on the screen like I normally do. That's your heart. And Allah blessed me with one of the most beautifulest hearts. He gave me one of the most beautifulest hearts, yo. I just didn't know that I was going to get this much affliction when I came on this planet. I'm like, oh man. I always knew I had a beautiful heart. I always knew that. I always knew I had a good heart. But to go through this stuff is almost embarrassing for real. Because like finding out the stuff is more burnt out than me. That's when I'm really like, yo, what? That's when I'm like that. Because finding it out is more burnt out than me. And to me, that's also one of the hardest things, because I'm not a person without shortcomings too. I'm not perfect. The first thing I want to do, I want my eye. So I'm not a person that doesn't have shortcomings too. I'm going.